Hello, everyone. My name is Erik Aase, and I'm a partner in ISG Research and the global head of ISG Provider Lens. Today, it's my privilege to have a great conversation with both Chris Ezekiel, who is founder and CEO of Creative Virtual, as well as Mrinal Rai, who is the author of our recently published study on artificial intelligence. So, Mrinal, it's really great to have this chance to talk to you, and you've identified Creative Virtual as a really unique player in this space. I wonder if you could just tell us a little bit about what you found so unique about them and what are their strengths and characteristics that you think that our clients would be interested in.
Sure, thanks, Erik, and hello, everyone. So when we talk of conversational AI space in particular, it's not just about the solution that enables these capabilities, but also how they help blend with the human intelligence. I think Creative Virtual offers these capabilities pretty well. The two key features that highlighted for us were their vPerson solution, that is their core intelligence solution, and that enables the contact center and live chat agents. It provides omni-channel support, and users all over the place can reach out to this solution, and it can help understand customer intent and provide required response. Of course, at the heart of it is the knowledge base, that is the vPortal, that is orchestration platform of Creative Virtual that provides API integration with enterprise applications and also provide predefined, pre-built solutions for industry-specific customer intents. I think these two solutions did stand out for us. In addition to that, Creative Virtual's strong presence in the market in the UK, especially around serving the clients from the public sector in the region. I think these three areas were the key factors which helped us position Creative Virtual as a leader in this space.
I think that's really interesting because you talk about how they interact with the client as well as the platform and the strength of the platform. So those are two important things that we've seen in the market and definitely a differentiator for them. All right, now I'll welcome Chris Ezekiel to the stage. He is the founder and CEO of Creative Virtual. Chris, it's really great to be able to talk to you. As you know, we've covered you for quite some time, and it's really our privilege to name you a leader in this year's report. I just wonder if I can ask you a couple of questions that has come up with our advisors as well as our clients. So what are the current trends and developments in conversational AI that are important when evaluating virtual agent and chatbot management platforms?
Yeah, thanks, Jen. Thank you both, actually, and thanks to ISG for this recognition. We're very proud, of course, to be recognised as a leader in our field. And so, yeah, I think that the main trends that we see today is, first of all, the blending of what we call rule-based natural language processing and machine learning. And if I look at us as a company, I mean, over the years, we've bucked the trend somewhat for a few years because many companies were just relying on machine learning completely. And we knew that wasn't the correct approach. It did need to be a blend of human curated, controlled content as far as conversational AI systems are concerned, and also machine learning. So we've brought those two things together in a platform that we call vPortal. So vPortal enables organizations to literally control how much rule-based NLP, natural language processing, they want to include, and how much of the machine learning they want to include. And we think this is absolutely crucial, and what we know from the results that we see with our customers, an absolutely crucial combination of processes and technologies to get the right customer experience for the organizations that we work with. And I guess the other thing that we're seeing is that knowledge management is such a key component of the conversational AI systems today. And what I mean by that is that, you know, it's not just the knowledge management that the chatbot or the virtual agent's providing, but it's linking into the organization's knowledge and center of truth, whatever you want to call it. And our technology is all about integrations with those back-end information sources. So just to give you an example, we work with British Telecom, BT, here in the UK, and they have all of their content that's stored in an Adobe content store. And the conversational AI system that we're delivering for them today is linking into all of that existing knowledge. So they're not having to repeat or replicate, duplicate that information elsewhere in other systems, we can just link directly to it. So integration with other knowledge management systems is really key today. In fact, I heard it quoted sometime that by an analyst that knowledge management is the jewel in the crown when it comes to deploying these systems. And I think that's a kind of really key part to it. I think the other thing also that we're seeing as a trend is that the people and the experience to deliver these solutions is absolutely crucial today. The technology doesn't run on its own. It does need experienced teams to implement these solutions to make them successful. And we refer to it as a human in the loop. These systems can't just go off. You can't just deploy machine learning on its own. You have to have that human in the loop to have that control point in there. So that's, again, another trend we're seeing. And I think the other trend we're seeing is not just integration with knowledge management systems, but integration with all information sources and ticketing systems and CRM systems, personalization, so that the conversational AI can be personalized to you as an individual or to the company's country if they're deploying it in multiple countries. So that personalization and all of those integration points. Another customer of ours in the UK is the Ministry of Defence, and that's all around service desk, IT support for their employees. And I think that one's got something like 9 integration points to different systems, including things like raising tickets, escalating tickets. So again, that's another trend we're seeing, those integrations to make the conversations personalized. And to do all of that, of course, you need a comprehensive conversational AI platform to control all of these conversations, to control the blending of rule-based natural language processing and machine learning. And as a company, we've been going for 17 plus years and have developed that platform in conjunction with our customers and partners. And I think it's that really gives us the edge today, having that conversational AI platform that's covering all of the elements that I've just mentioned today.
Yeah, I think if we could hear the audience, there would be a huge sigh of relief, because your point about being able to integrate where the data sits together today, whether that's in a knowledge management database or in those ticket databases, any of those sources that will make it, a chatbot more successful, and being able to bring that in. And then the other point you brought up was about the agents. And we recently published a study on contact center. And one of the key questions everyone had is, does the agent go away? Does the chatbot now replace them? I think you brought up some really good points about not only don't they go away, but there's something more important for them to do. So that's really the next question I have. So now that conversational AI is part of an overall omni-channel support strategy, how do you see the role and responsibility of that contact center agent or that customer service professional evolving?
Yeah, this is a really good one. It's at the center of our thinking at the moment as well. And so our platform to enable organizations to control all of this is called vPortal. We deploy it on the web or on all these other channels, whether that's Alexa or Google Home or Messenger applications. That's what we refer to as vPerson. That's our technology for the conversational AI chatbot system that's deployed. And so with vPerson, we're able to deploy that alongside the contact center people. And what I mean by that is that they may be on the telephone, they may be answering live chats through technology, and it's vPerson that's sitting alongside them, helping them answer questions, or even directly answering those questions for them, so that they can just concentrate on the more interesting parts of their job, in effect. But it actually goes much further than that, because, and we see this term quite often now actually growing in popularity, and I think that will continue to be the case. We see those agents being referred to as conversational designers, which I love, because we're talking about the vPerson being a virtual person and being able to have these conversations automatically on behalf of the organization in a controlled way, because we've got that human in the loop and not just relying on machine learning. But we've got the agents in the contact center training the chatbot, the conversational AI system. And I think that's absolutely fantastic and represents a great opportunity for the future of the contact center. It makes the jobs more interesting. We see that already. We already see a lower turnover of staff in the agents in the organizations where we've deployed this. And we see them developing their data scientist skills. Data scientists are in big demand in the world today. So it's really I think the future of the contact center, and it's we're differentiating with our technology with those organizations that we're working with. So they become the trainers of the chatbots, and we have some really good case studies of this actually. We have a company called Motability here in the UK, and they are doing gamification in the contact center. So as they bring out new content that the agents need to learn, and there's a whole training module around this as well, then they reward their agents through a game as they discover and learn new content. So that gamification that we hear a lot of, it's quite a buzzword today, has got a really direct example here in say Motability and other customers that we work with, in terms of not only making the job more interesting, but training the agents. And we've seen some really good results there in Motability. And we've also seen, we have a large hotels group that are using the solution in their IVR channel as well as their contact center, and a large UK charity that are just integrating it with their contact center platform, so that it's kind of fully conversant with all of the other conversations that are going on in the contact center. So I think it just joins it all together, and it makes the contact center much more important in the digital strategy for these organizations as well.
Absolutely. And I don't know if I ever mentioned to you in our conversations, I started my career as a customer service agent with a very large credit card company. And it was not exciting. In fact, I made my way through undergraduate and even my master's degree while being a customer agent, because it just didn't require anything that special. What you described right now makes it something that people really want to aspire to and could even make a career out of. So everything you've talked about with vPerson and vPlatform, it makes it seem so easy to be implementing, yet we know people are still struggling. So what do you think are the biggest barriers organizations are facing when it comes to building, deploying, and maintaining successful AI projects?
Yeah, this is what we face all the time. I mean, sometimes, often we get asked who are our biggest competitors, and I think today what we see as the competition is organizations that try and do it themselves.
Yes.
With a lack of skills and experience, because we all know there's many tool sets out there today that enable you to set up a conversational AI system and deploy it quickly. But unless you've got the right skills, experience, and the platform that can scale as you scale this across all these different channels and different departments in the organization and support many thousands of users simultaneously, then you're going to fail if you haven't got that right tool and you haven't got those skills and experience. So that's what we see as the main barrier today. In fact, we launched what we call our rescue campaign to rescue failing chatbot or conversational AI systems, and we have a really large US insurance company where that's been very successful. Within that, we've deployed multiple systems with them, and their issue was that they had many chatbot projects that had grown up in different areas of the business using some of these platforms that you can just download from the web and do things quickly with, but they wasn't getting those systems deployed in a commercial environment, and they brought us in to come along and solve that for them, which we've done very successfully. So that rescue campaign, we've been extending that out. And we've been going 17 plus years, so we do have a lot of people with 10 plus years experience of deploying these systems. And it's not just about what works; it's knowing what doesn't work as well. And we've been very successful at helping companies, kind of bring these solutions to great success. I mean, I actually must say as well, our first customer, one I signed when I was doing sales direct myself, then 17 plus years ago, Lloyd's Banking Group, are still a customer today, and as they've taken on other brands like Halifax and Bank of Scotland, we've extended our solution to those other brands, contact center, branch support. So it kind of really has kind of enabled us with our experience to help those organizations that have got those barriers. The other thing I will say though is that just on a practicality front, the world is very much around microservices and APIs today from a technology standpoint. And just being able to get access to those sometimes is difficult within organizations. They're not always easy to make or readily available to organizations to integrate with. So we see that as another barrier. And the other thing is the organization structure as well. We're still not seeing the contact center at the center of the digital strategy within these organizations. And that is starting to change now, but we have a long way to go. And until we can get more joined up organizational structure when it comes to the digital strategy within these organizations, I think that will continue to be a barrier. But again, that's starting to change.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. Like the example I gave you of my own experience, we were low man on the totem pole. Yet today, it is the way that we stay in contact with our clients. And the pandemic was something that many were not prepared for, but we had to switch very quickly. And I think your rescue examples is going to be the answer to my next question. So what impact did the pandemic have on the implementation and usage of conversational AI tools? I would imagine that people had to do something, but now in retrospect, they're coming to you to help save them.
Yeah, well, we're still very much in the middle of it, aren't we? And we're very fortunate as an organisation that we're in a sector that hasn't suffered the devastation like many other sectors have at this really terrible time. It's every single day I count ourselves very fortunate. We've been able to keep the whole of our team intact through this time. And when I look at other organisations and sectors, we just count ourselves very lucky. I guess the first thing I'd say is actually we're a private company, and what that means to us is that we can take a long-term view when it comes to working with customers and developing our products, and we can give our staff the flexibility to take that long-term view as well, which I think is very important actually, especially in difficult times. And to give you some direct information on our experience, we saw record traffic to our virtual agents, or are continuing to see record traffic to our virtual agents, our conversational AI systems, because of the questions that are being asked around all sorts of stuff, really. But I think the other direct thing we've seen is being able to change the responses that the systems give automatically, quickly and safely. And again, I keep coming back to this, but having that human in the loop and combining it with machine learning has been so important for our customers over this time, because they want to change things quickly, but it has to be done securely and safely and consistently. And you have to have all that testing mechanism in place end to end from a platform like vPortal to be able to do that. So we've been seeing that very successfully utilized during this time, because things have had to happen much more quicker. And then we're seeing record traffic, to these systems. And we've seen government schemes, we've seen healthcare changing, messaging very quickly, and we've had to keep up with all of that. And again, it comes back to not just a tool, but the people within the company and the experience that we've got helping organizations manage their way through that. So again, it's been a tough time for everybody, and we've just been doing our bit with our technology and our skills and experience in terms of helping our customers. We do have some case studies around this with people like HSBC and Lloyds Banking Group that are long-term customers here in the UK, as they've been implementing their bounce back loans, and that information's been changing quite often as government policy changes. We've been providing that sort of support. And we've been working with healthcare providers on providing information on the virus itself in certain cases. So quite a few case studies, but again, it's that flexibility and quick response that we can deploy using our tool and our experience that's really been helping those customers, I would say, today, and continuing to, of course.
Yeah, I think that's the most important thing, that flexibility. Obviously, we can only flex up and down so much with live agents. We can offer them overtime, we can bring in all the part-time people, but what I think we're finding across the world is in many cases that's not good enough. with a chatbot, you can increase the volumes, as you said, in a flash. And so in many cases, it has actually saved companies to be able to have that ability. Otherwise, they would have been shut down just due to their call volumes. So one last question for you. So when you're talking to clients and you're helping them set goals for these projects that they're implementing, what kind of KPIs should they be identifying, and what kind of results should they expect?
Yeah, of course, it's quite a unique thing, actually. I mean, I would say probably about 5 years ago, there was a really big focus on contact deflection in terms of building these business cases to deploy these automated chatbot conversational AI systems. But that tends to be, it's still important, but it's less important today. It's more around the customer experience because, organizations see that as the differentiator for them today in the competitive world that they operate in. And I will spurt out some figures, but it's all too easy. I'm very conscious that it's all too easy to spurt out figures. But I think the key thing for us as a company is that we like to share the risk of implementing these solutions with our customers and partners. So defining these KPIs around the cost of these systems and us taking some risk around that as well as a company is today the most popular kind of model that we're seeing. Even at the start of a project, we do free workshops that take a few hours, several hours normally. We end up developing some proof of concepts, that really agile approach to setting systems up very quickly, because often the organizations really don't know the full extent of what these solutions can deliver for them today. So it's really working with the organization on an individual level to define those KPIs. They may have some high level ones, but we work with them to really fine tune those KPIs. But getting down to the figures, we typically see when all that's said and done and we've got the KPIs, if you look at all of our customers today across the world, and I think we've been supporting about 35 languages in all the major regions in the world today, working with many, many large organizations, some of the ones I've just mentioned, like HSBC and Ministry of Defence here in the UK, people like that, some big government agencies as well. We see on average something like a 20 to 30% contact deflection rate. When we put the chatbot in front of live chat, so in front of the contact center, we see 80% plus deflection in those contacts to live chat. It depends how much they've implemented live chat, of course, but that's what we're seeing. And when it's acting as a buddy of the agent in the contact center, we see those average handling times being reduced by about 40%. Return on investment is typically less than 12 months. And the other important thing is that, and when I mentioned sharing the risk, I think it's also important. It's all very well me saying that we've got a great platform that we developed over all of these years, 17 plus years, and we've got great people. But sharing the risk is one element of it, but also ensuring the accuracy of these systems over a long period of time is key as well. So we actually see about something like a 95% plus accuracy across all of our customers today. And we actually guarantee that within service level agreements. So we actually put that in contracts, that level of accuracy, and guarantee it for our customers. And then, of course, we see lower support costs, improved efficiency, and increased sales. We didn't touch on this much, but we are seeing the chatbots being delivered more in sales today as well, not just customer service. And I think that's going to be quite an interesting trend as well moving forward. We've just implemented a system for IKEA in Australia, for instance, and that one is all about checking stocks, getting product recommendations. So I think we're going to see more in sales conversions moving forward as well. And getting back to the contact center, I think a better experience and a better job as well for the staff that work there, and lower staff turnover, which I think's really, really important there, of course. Just one more on that. The large, I can't mention by name because we're mentioning a statistic here directly with them, but a large UK government department that we saw are delivering 89% first contact resolution,
Wow.
which is pretty staggering as well. So that's when someone's conversing with the virtual agent and not having to go through and escalate to another channel. So it's pretty amazing results that we're seeing there as well. So.
Yeah, you are literally saving hundreds of businesses from going under, because one, many of them didn't have the ability to invest. And so you sharing the risk. Number two, you giving them the guarantees that they will see these changes, whether it's cost of sale going down, the ability to not have to hire additional people to handle the volumes, the ability to first call resolution or even no call resolution, as you mentioned, are all things that are really game changers for so many businesses.
Yeah.
So great examples. Thank you for being so open. I really hope that those that are listening got some confidence in being able to move forward, because really you've given some examples that I think anyone would say it's a no-brainer. You know, I need to move forward. And number one, I think the important point you made is that customer service and the customer satisfaction, their experience, people are expecting this now. They're expecting better efficiency and better call resolution. And this is the way it happens. And I think Creative Virtual has created, between vPerson and vPlatform, a strategy that, you know, any client can benefit from. So thanks a lot for spending some time with me today and really going through this level of detail. And it's no question that we did the right thing in naming you a leader in this area. So thanks again for your time today, Chris.
Thanks, Jan. That's really great to hear. Thank you very much.